Welcome back, know-it-alls, and thanks for listening to the show. Your support is awesome. Please continue to follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Remember to subscribe to the podcast so you don't miss an episode when it gets released. You can find us on all social media platforms under the name Answers for Everything Podcast. We should be there. If we are not, let us know and we'll make it right.
What's going on, man?
Not much. Nice to see you. I saw you've been away for a couple weeks. Concerts, shooting pornos.
Yeah, can't stop shooting the pornos.
I know, man. You're such a lucky guy. I mean, you'd be lucky if you were in the porno instead of just shooting the porno, but hey, whatever. At least you're there.
Yeah.
You're in the room.
Well, it was kind of like those years after Nick Cage had that big IRS bill. There wasn't one job he wouldn't take.
Do you think guys who film porno get erections?
I don't know. After a while, I think you'd probably just be like, meh,
No, I don't know, because I think I'd be excited all the time. I think I wouldn't last very long. They'd fire me. They'd be like, dude, hold the camera, 2 hands, keep a hand off your dick. I'm like, I can't. It's so fucking hot. They'd probably just put me on like filming gay porn, because then I would just be like, meh.
Yeah.
So they ask you to do one of those close-ups, when they're looking from the bottom up.
Oh, Jesus Christ. No, hell no.
You just see the nuts swinging above the camera lens. You're like, how fucking close is that dude to that I don't know, that couch and 2 sets of legs and the ball sack?
All I can think of is that scene in Zach and Miri Shoot a Porno where Muse is it's not Muse in that, but I mean, well, it is Muse, but I mean, it's not Jay.
Isn't it Chester, the molester?
Huh?
Isn't it Chester the molester?
I don't know what his name is in the movie, but he was underneath him shooting it, and then whatever happened, and the guy jerked out real fast, and he got a face full of poop.
There's a video on the website eFucked, and it's called Accidental Eruptions or something. So there's a guy on a couch, and there's a girl riding him, and then there's another guy plowing the girl's mouth with his wang. And the guy pulls out when he's ready to come, and it shoots all over the guy who the girl is fucking. So she sort of moves out of the way, and he just comes all over the other guy's face. And the look on his face as he looks towards the camera, he just wipes it. He's shaking his head, and he's got this look of disgust. I'm just wondering, do they have to reshoot that scene? Because I mean, clearly the money shot was not meant for the dude's face; it was meant for the girl that was riding the dude. But do you think you'd want to do it again?
I don't know. I don't know that I would. It's kind of like it's kind of like this. Here, I'll send you a little something.
So you want me to watch the little something and comment on it, or what do you want to do?
Well, it's just a picture. It's just a picture. But you were talking about retirement type stuff, and I thought that was hilarious. It wouldn't work with my schedule unless I was planning on starting my whole new career and cutting $15,000 a year off my yearly salary, which I can't do.
Yeah.
But that barbecue place that we went to here in town was hiring for a meat production person that would work like 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. Monday through Friday, would learn how to cook all their meats.
Oh my God. So
everything.
you're just sitting there doing briskets and pulled porks. Oh my God.
Yeah. And you learn how to cook. You learn how to cook their entire menu. So basically, you learn how to cook everything there. Then you can just open your own, somewhere else.
True. I don't think there's probably no rules against doing that. Maybe as an owner there would be rules that you couldn't. I know as an owner of what I have, there's rules I have to follow in the years following me selling my business.
Oh yeah. Well.
But yeah, there's a couple years where I can't operate the same type of business in the same area I was in.
I don't think I would call it. Obviously, I wouldn't call it the same name as the barbecue place. But if you go open up a place in fucking Spain or Portugal or fucking the Philippines, I don't think anybody's gonna be like, "Hey, your 2-year non-compete clause is in effect."
Yeah, I like
Like,
they
hey,
can track
man.
you down. But still, that'd be sweet, right? Even for your home cooking,
Oh yeah.
right?
If I could figure out a way to where I could do it part time and do it for a couple of years just to learn it all, I might consider it. I mean, I don't know. It'd be nice to be able to know how to cook all that stuff really well. I'm betting the way the job market is down here these days, if I went someplace and said, "Hey, I want to learn how to do this, but I can only do it part time," they'll probably still hire me because God, every place needs fucking people. You know,
It's true.
I mean, the job market down here is literally, you know, there's more jobs than people. Well, at least until they, give all the guests that have come across our border, work visas, and they start taking our jobs officially.
Well, I mean, they're
So,
not really taking the jobs if the jobs are available and nobody's working them. That's what people
well,
fail to
yeah,
recognize. Like, I live in a town where when I first moved here, minimum wage in town here was, I think, $8.25 an hour, maybe
yeah,
$7.25. It was pretty low. And there was those magnetic signs going up in front of businesses saying cashiers with unlimited availability starting $14.25 an hour. So almost 100%. And nobody was taking the jobs because I lived in such an oil rich town that everybody was so fucking rich. Like, even the people that usually work the jobs at the fast food is the part-time workers that are in high school, right?
right,
And they didn't
right,
have anybody because everybody's parents were rich and all the high school kids were getting $60,000 trucks given to them at the age of 15, right? They're just,
yeah,
the parents are like, well, I grew up, I had to work. It sucked. I have enough money. I'm not going to make my kids work. So they just
right.
buying their kids everything. So the places when I first moved here, there's something called the Husky. You guys don't have Husky down there, right? Husky
Husky?
Energy? Husky Energy?
Uh-uh.
No?
No,
Okay. So
no.
it's like BP oil, gas station,
Okay,
BP, Esso, whatever. And they employed a lot of people in town, 2007, 2008. It was a gas and oil company, and they had gas stations and they had restaurants attached to gas stations. And the restaurants are always a 24-hour trucker stop. Like, Flying J, you see them everywhere, right?
okay, yeah, Flying J,
So
yeah.
it's like Flying J, but it's called Husky.
Okay,
And the one here only was open till like 11 o'clock at night. It wasn't 24 hours. And that just blew my fucking mind because I'd stopped at many Huskies in my life. They were always
right.
24 hours, but they didn't have employees. And then slowly within the next year, everything started to shut earlier and earlier and earlier. Restaurants that were usually open till 2 a.m. were only open till 9 o'clock at night. KFC was
Uh-huh.
closing at 8. Smitty's was closing at 8. And 7-Eleven was the only place in town that I could get fucking food on Sunday night after like 8 o'clock. Everything else
Oh,
was closed.
wow. Uh-huh.
McDonald's drive-through was only open till like 10, and the lobby was only open till like 8. It was
When
fucking
was this?
crazy. 2007, 2008. It was a massive oil
Oh,
boom.
okay.
So yeah, but
Oh, okay.
and then what our
And
town
so,
started.
and uh-huh.
Sorry?
Oh, I was gonna say, so everybody was just like, there was nobody to work.
Yeah, because the parents didn't find the need for their kids to get a job. So the kids are like, I don't need to work. My parents pay for everything. I remember
Right.
interviewing a kid who came over. He was like 16. He walked into the store. We started chatting, and I was asking him about, like, oh, weekends, Friday night, sometimes Sundays. He's like, yeah, I don't work after like 7, and I don't work Saturdays and Sundays. I'm like, well, I don't know where you go to school. You get out of school at 3:30. I don't know where you're going to get a job that's like 4 till 6,
3 hours.
right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it seems weird to me because the kind of work you're applying for, they're really not ideal. And he's like, I'm going to be like a straight shooter here. I could literally come across the street, tell you that I told the Wendy's manager to fuck themselves, and then Arby's would hire me. I could say that. I could say I worked there for 15 minutes. I told the manager to fuck himself, and Arby's would hire me because they're hurting for people. And I was like, I'm not hurting that badly. Like, I would rather
Yeah.
put in the extra hours myself than have to
That have, yeah.
rely on someone who's unreliable and an asshole.
Right. Right.
But
Yeah.
shortly after that, they started importing people from the Philippines.
Right.
In droves. Families upon families were coming over here to work. And then pretty soon, all the fast food places, Walmarts, all the gas stations, everything was back to its regular hours of operation. And all the people were complaining that they took the jobs. They took the jobs. I'm like, you guys are fucking stupid. None of you wanted to work. Like, I witnessed all this happening.
Right.
And they were complaining like,
Yeah.
oh, I can't understand. I'm going through drive-through. It's like they speak another language. I'm like, you should be thankful you're able to use the drive-through because like 10 years ago, you couldn't. It just
Right.
wasn't open.
Yeah.
And it's not a language barrier. Like English may be their second language, but the people that are complaining about it only have a one language. It's like
Yeah.
they're speaking two languages, buddy. You only speak one. They are leaps and bounds better than you are at the whole language thing.
Yeah. No doubt. So what you're saying is, if I want to meet a Filipina, I need to come to Lloydminster.
Yeah, man. Everywhere.
Everywhere in Canada.
Well, no, I don't know about the rest of Canada. I know that they're opening up more and more Filipino fast food chicken places in the prairies because the population is massive.
Is it?
For the Filipino people? Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, good for them.
Yeah, I think it's incredible. There's only one problem I have with importing people to work, and that's even though it's good for the economy, like 40% of the paycheck gets sent back overseas. So it's not that good for the economy. Right? It's good, but it could be better. So over time, I guess they will import more and more of their family members here, which means less and less money.
And the government gets to tax them, right?
Yeah.
The government gets to tax them. They don't give a crap if they really spend money at your business. I mean, they do because it would be more money for them. But for the most part, they're like, hey, we're getting our money from taxing them.
It's true. But if all the money could stay in the country, oh my God, flourishing like crazy.
Well, it'd just be more money they could give to the Ukraine because he's not giving it away fast enough.
That's the goal. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, just straight from your. I think Zelensky should just be able to put his hand right into your pocket.
Yeah, I should just give him the pin to my debit card. Here you go.
Yeah, there you go.
My prime minister wants you to have access to this. Here you go.
Well, it's coming. It's coming. Don't worry. He's trying to get you there as fast as possible.
We've gone with an all digital currency, and I'm going to give all of your pins to the president of the Ukraine just because that's how things work. Thank you for being productive member of society.
He's going to need another 8-ball this weekend. So Clay, you're up. Time for you to pay for the whatever the heck he's the president. I guess he is president.
I think president.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's whatever he says he is because he outlawed all opposition. Because he's such a democracy. But hey, we're getting way off topic off of Filipinas. Filipinas are more fun to talk about than Zelensky. So, but
we weren't even talking about that.
I know. I mean, but I'm just shocked that they're all coming up there because it's like it's a little cold up there compared to the Philippines. I'm just saying it's a vastly big difference in. Can
you imagine moving here and it's January 15th and that's your first day in Canada? You walk out, you get out of the plane and it's minus 36. Are you instantly
you just turn around and go fuck this?
Yeah, no,
you just go fuck this. However you say it in tag along. I don't know. It's not Tagalog. Yeah. I always call it tag along.
Yeah, Tagalog, I mean, I felt like that when I was out here. Luckily, I came out in the summertime, so it was okay. Then I slowly stayed a little bit longer and a little bit longer, and then I was like, okay, this is not as cool as I was hoping. It's not as awesome as I thought it was going to be.
Well, it's not cool, but it's really cold.
Yeah. All right, so Filipino workers, Zelensky, barbecue. We don't really have a topic here, do we?
No, but we're gonna talk about the fall. But you know what? The barbecue's a good segue into seasons because football and tailgating here in Kansas City is all about barbecuing and grilling. So I guess kind of where I wanted to go on tonight was just what's your favorite season of the year? Because since we just changed from summer to fall literally in the last 24 to 48 hours. How do you feel about that?
Technically, not where I live. Fall started you're probably 6 weeks ago for me.
I was going to say you're a little bit ahead of us because you're further north. But this is the official start of fall, kind of where I'm at. The actual fall.
So
leaves are starting to fall.
Yeah, out of all, I mean, I get 4 seasons where I live.
Yeah,
I get 4. Unfortunately, my favorite season is fall, and I only get about 3 weeks of it. So
really.
Yeah, leaves.
You pretty much go straight from summer to winter with just a very short fall.
It's like I work at a business and there's a lot of glass in the front, so I see a lot of the outside world that I don't get to partake in as I'm slaving away making money for the man.
Right.
And when I'm looking out there's a lot of trees, and I see them turning from green leaves to yellow leaves to reddish brown leaves to no leaves to snow on the ground. And that is usually a September 20th till October 20th kind of thing. So maybe 4 weeks before first dump of snow comes. And then it's gone, and maybe Halloween is snow, maybe there's not. But my fall season is less than a month, and it sucks because it's so gorgeous here. Like just the amount of trees that are just red and brown and green and yellow. I love it. I think it's just wonderful, except the grass is starting to turn brown. I hate it. I hate that part. And then I hate the shoveling. So fall is definitely, I would love to go to Vermont during this time of year.
Yeah, me too.
But I think there'd be way too many people.
Maybe. So has it snowed in? I don't know. I've never been to Connecticut. I've been to New York. Well, I've been to New York City. I haven't been to much. I haven't been to the rest of New York. I've been to Rhode Island because I went to the JoeCon.
Yeah.
So basically, I was just right around there. I didn't go see much. I mean, not like it's very big. I've been to like Boston and a couple of cities right around Boston in Massachusetts, and that's it. Otherwise, I've never been to anywhere in Connecticut. Never been to Vermont, New Hampshire, or Maine. So I mean, they're definitely on my bucket list as far as things I'd like to do sometime.
Yeah, I did the same JoeCon you did, but I landed in New Jersey, spent some time in New York City, and then we had our car rental, and we drove all the way through. So Connecticut, Boston, Rhode Island, and then we did the Boston tour from JoeCon. Did you do the tour? Like take the bus to Boston? I did the drive. It was nice. We went to Yale, wherever the hell that was. Maybe it was Yale. What's the big university out there? Is it Yale?
I don't know. It's either Yale or Harvard.
I went to one of them. I don't remember which one.
Yeah.
Wherever the skulls are from. Try to find a secret society.
Yeah, that's Yale. That's Yale.
Went to Yale.
So
no secret society, no invites, nothing. So just kept trucking over to the G.I. Joe convention. But yeah, I've got a friend who lives in Maine, and it's really close to Vermont. I've talked to you about this. We need to go out there because we can hang out with her, whatever, just for a day or two, and then we could take our car and head to the Ben and Jerry's tour at the factory, which is in Vermont, about 3 hours from where she lives, and that would be an awesome trip, man. You get to knock off Maine and Vermont all in one trip, and you get to go to the Ben and Jerry's factory, possibly get some cool samples of shit.
Yeah, that would be fun.
If you like seafood, I'm sure Maine's right up your alley.
Oh yeah, I would love some good seafood up that way. I know I definitely enjoyed that seafood down in New Orleans that year I was down there. God dang, if you'd been down there, man, that was something else.
No, I went,
but I'm glad that you weren't there, because that's how we ended up meeting, is because you weren't there, and I got you the concept. So,
but if we had met earlier, imagine all the lovemaking we could have done before now, like countless.
Yeah, my butt's already blown out.
Yeah, now it's just 2 instances of secret lovemaking.
Exactly. Man, I tell you what though, the food in New Orleans, man, the blackened alligator I had, the grilled clams. Oh my God. I mean, the etouffee and this one place, and the jambalaya and the gumbo. Oh my God.
It was tough for me. I was always trying to find seafoodless jambalaya, seafoodless stuff like that. And I was always able to find like chicken jambalaya, right?
Yeah.
Like chicken gumbo. I was always able to find it, and it was all good.
Yeah. Yeah, what did I see today in the store? This was interesting. It was this was at Costco today. They had like in their like ready-made soup, so it was like the kind of like soup that they'd made like in a container, so it wasn't like a can, it was like a container.
Yeah, like the fresh soup that they made.
Yeah. And they had Italian sausage. It was either gumbo or jambalaya, one of the two, and I was like, what the hell? It's like $14 for 2 containers. I was like, I'll pass. But I thought about it. I was like, oh, that sounds kind of good, but I'm not sure, Yeah,
it does sound good.
So, yeah. So anyway, now we're going off topic of fall, but fall is definitely my favorite time of year. I would like to experience fall in some, other places that experience fall, not just, where it's like, oh, hey, I'm in, equatorial whatever. It's like, oh, hey, look, it's fall. Hey, it looks just like summer and winter,
Yeah.
It was funny the year that I was in Panama for right around Christmas time, and we were on this island, and they had all these Christmas decorations up, and we're walking by palm trees and people in shorts, and they got like a Santa Claus like on a lighted sign and whatever, and there's like chickens running around, it's like a Feliz Navidad. I'm like, okay, yeah, okay, let me hop in the canoe. I mean, it was just not very, it was Christmassy, but
You don't feel
it's
it,
Christmas.
right? You just don't
No,
feel
you
it.
don't feel it. It seems really weird to be in a tropical location and you've got a guy in a coat on a
Yeah.
sign. I'm like, yeah, he'd be like sweating his balls off,
Yeah.
if he was coming around here, But so they had all these decorations and stuff up, and it was kind of weird, but and then you see all those cheesy, like Hallmark movies and stuff that are all sitting like, oh, it's the perfect winter town, and oh my God, she's single. Oh my God, and she's so stunning and brave, but she needs a guy. And oh, look, it's Mr. Chiseled Jaw, and he's just got his heart broke, or he's a widower, or whatever the hell.
Oh, he's
And
back in his hometown.
yeah, he's back in his hometown.
Recently widowed, but his mom just
Uh-huh.
passed away.
Right. Yes. He's there to take care of his dad, or he's got a single child, and the mom's dead or what, who knows, some kind
Oh,
of stuff,
I just need to ask because I've never watched a Hallmark movie, but you sound like you've watched plenty of them.
No, but my mom loves them, so I've seen parts of several of them because of that. So,
You watched Ted
you know,
Lasso? Have you watched it yet?
no, I don't think it's on DVD.
Dude,
So,
you gotta just I don't know.
I'm limited by not doing streaming stuff.
It's
I
too bad.
just
He does say something in it. He's like, "Oh yeah, Hallmark movie." He's like, "They're like really bad movies, but they're kind of good. But like they're still terrible, but they're like really good." So
yeah,
it's both, right? You don't want you
it's
can't stop watching it. You feel good after you watch it, but you hate the fact that you spent time watching it.
Oh, it's all formulaic, the same thing over and over again. Basically, Hallmark movies are like Harlequin romance novels for women, but on the screen. That's what they are. They're just like, oh, they give the woman all the happy feelings. Oh my God, she doesn't have to do anything for a living, but she's got this perfect life, and she's in this beautiful town, and everything's just taken care of, and her dad handles everything or whatever. Oh, but she's always got some kind of minor problem she has to overcome. Like, oh,
Oh no, my
I,
fuel light just came on in my car. They're like, "Well, this is a 2 hour movie. Poor girl.
yeah,
How's she gonna
yeah,
solve this dilemma?"
yeah, exactly. How
She
come
goes
there's a
to
cave in the snowbank? Anyway,
She goes to
uh,
use her debit card, and it's like you have no more
yeah.
funds. And she contacts her bank, and the bank says, "Oh yeah, Justin Trudeau gave it all the way to Zelensky, so you can't fill the tank of your car, miss. But Chase, he's back in town. He's taking care of his dad. Maybe he'll help you." And then pretty
Yes.
soon you forget about Zelensky, and you're on the
What
romance train.
what's that hero's nickname? Chest Rockwell? Yeah, it's Chest Rockwell and Stud McBoomboom or whatever. Yeah. All I could think of is the names they had for in Boogie Nights when they were doing the video, like they were doing a movie in the movie, like they were recording
Yep.
a movie, and it was like Chest Rockwell was one of them, I think. It really was. And just, oh, oh, thank God you're here. Let me bend over. Yeah, but
It always goes to the porno, doesn't it?
it does. It does.
Is it a guy
I don't
thing?
know. I don't. Maybe. I think pornos are mostly shot in the fall.
That's a great segue. That's perfect. I was gonna say the same thing, but I thought it would sound too cheesy, but it sounded pretty spot on when you said it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they are. I mean, you don't have to have the air conditioning cranked up as much. You're
Yeah,
not
I
as
mean
sweaty.
that's
It's
terrible for anybody working
perfect.
with audio.
Yeah. Well, and you don't want winter because shrinkage problems. So I think
So
fall's
so I've
probably
heard.
ideal. Yeah. So I've heard.
So I've
According
heard.
to what was that character Costanza played on Seinfeld? I was in the pool.
It was shrinkage. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So. Yeah, I don't know. I think the fall's definitely, my favorite. You can quit using the air conditioner. You can open the windows. You let fresh air in the house, and it's nice
See,
and cool. You know.
fall for me when it comes to, guys, I don't have air conditioning in my house. So my summer is pretty hot in the house some days. My room's downstairs and my like living room's downstairs, and where I record the podcast is downstairs. So it's relatively cold for me. Sometimes my kids have a little bit hotter than I do, but we've got fans they can use. When fall starts to hit, that's when I look at my energy bill and I hate my life, because it goes from like, 200 or $180 a month to like $490 a month because of the heat.
Ouch.
Because it's cold here, right? So once in a while I can hear the heater kick on right now. It's like it's set to, I think, 20 degrees is when it comes on, which I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit. Any idea?
I don't know. Let's see here.
Do you have Google? Hey, Jamie, can you bring that up? Sorry,
yeah.
Watching a little too much Joe Rogan here.
Jamie, yes, 68 degrees. That's about right. That's what we keep it at here in the wintertime is about 68.
Yeah,
and we keep the summer AC here at 26. So
okay, so yeah, my heat is set to turn on at 20, and lo and behold, it's kicking on and off the last couple of days, and it kind of bothers me because I know that my bill's gonna go up, and I don't want to fucking pay that fucking bill that is doubling in price year to year, because for some reason energy rates cost more now, and I don't know why.
Oh yeah, they've gone up everywhere.
Yeah, but
because climate change.
Yeah, I get a little thing on my bill. My kilowatts used are the same as last year. My rate is the same as last year, but now there's a distribution fee that is the same price as my entire usage for the month. So if my bill was $150, it's now $300 because there's $150 like transport fee. I'm like, what are you transporting? There's a fucking pipe. There's a pipe attached to my house. You tell me it costs more money to put more, like to shove it more down the pipe?
Like, what the frig?
Yeah, it's called a transportation fee or distribution fee. So yeah, they've just doubled the cost of your electricity and your gas here in Canada.
Oh yeah, that's definitely just hey, we're going to take your money and there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, they're looking around saying like, wow, inflation's going crazy. Cost of goods is going up. We don't really have
double.
We don't have a good that we physically sell you. We just pump it through pipes. It's going to cost more now. Here's your fee. Really bothers me, but there's not much I can do about it except maybe leave to a place where I don't need air conditioning or heat.
That is my goal. When I was, even though we're still talking, this is going to kind of go through all seasons, not just the fall, folks. But, when I was down in Mexico 3 years ago and I was living, I was staying for about a week, a little bit over a week in the Lake Chapala area, which is one of the like top 10 or top 20 places in the world as far as like year-round climate. It's like pretty much 70 degrees year-round.
Yeah.
And the place that I was staying in, the houses, this was a pretty nice house, but I was in a couple other houses. The houses are all pretty simple. There is no duct work, and there is no furnace, and there is no AC. There's a couple of AC units here and there, but like little window units I saw in some places.
Yeah.
But basically every place just had some fans, like they had some ceiling fans or whatever, and that was it. And at night you just opened the windows up and you were cool, and if it got a little chilly, you just snuggled up in your blanket, and it was just beautiful. I mean, and the houses were just. Dude, I was there like in December 31st to like January 8th. So
you had the windows open.
And I had the windows open, and in the daytimes it was still warm in January.
Warm but not sweating.
No, not sweating. It was, in the sun, you were definitely comfortable. I could still wear shorts. Let's just put it that way in January.
So what do you think July would be like?
I think the summer is a little bit warmer, but it's not really that much. The area where it's in, the way it's kind of set up, plus it's got the lake by it. It just kind of keeps it, year round. It doesn't really ever get up to more than, maybe maybe once in a while if they really got a heat wave, maybe the mid 80s.
And you said that's a friend's place?
That's where my friend lives at right now. Yeah.
Like he lives there year round or just the winter time?
Yeah, he lives there. He lives there year round right now. So
what are the legalities of that?
I'll talk to you about that. I'll talk to you about that some other time. But basically, you got to have like investment type stuff, and so it's tied to that. But yeah, otherwise you got to come and go with visas and stuff like that.
Okay, that's what I was asking because I don't know how all that works between different countries.
Yeah.
I have no idea how Mexico would work.
But for example, if you bought a property down there,
yeah,
then you could get like a long-term like residence permit or whatever. The only thing that's kind of weird, and it's kind of the same way in a few other countries too. I mean, different countries are weird about it. Like for example, in Mexico, you can't buy property within, I don't know if it's 50 or 100 miles of the coast, basically. And so you can lease it, but you can't own it. So like you couldn't just buy a place in Cabo Wabo, I don't think, or anything that's like near the coast. You can't own property, unless you're a citizen, or you have some kind of special legal setup or whatever.
Yeah.
Kind of like in the Philippines, you can own a building. Yeah. But you can't own the property. So like you could build a house, but you can't own the land it's on. So like say for example, if you were living in the Philippines and you were dating a girl there or married to a girl there, she could own she could own the
I was saying gross to the word marriage, not
lady boy. Yeah.
Oh, so we're in Thailand. Okay.
Yeah.
Lady boy. Perfect.
They have lady boys in the Philippines too.
Why are we still here? Why are we not there? Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off. Let's go back to pre-lady boy, pre-date dudes.
Yeah. So so for example, you could own the house, but it's on the land she owns. And if something happens to you, the house would go to her anyway, because in the Philippines, possession's 9/10 of the law. So even if you said, for example, hey, if I die, this house goes to my kid. Well, good luck on your kid getting, your girlfriend and then her extended family that might move in after you died out of that house. And the Philippine, of course, is going to be like, yeah, get out of here, green, white boy. Yeah, you're screwed. So basically,
you want to avoid
you got to worry about that. Well, you do or you don't. It depends on what kind of money you got and what you're looking for. I mean, maybe that's the plan. It's like if you're 60-year-old white guy and you marry a 30-year-old Filipina girl and you figure you're going to die before her, or Filipino boy.
There we go.
You're going to die before them anyway. And you plan on leaving them the house. You plan on leaving them that security. Maybe you have a child late in life. Ooh, gross.
Yeah.
And so maybe your child's only like 15 years old when you pass away, because you're old when you have them. Same. It's also the same in Thailand. You can't own property. I don't know if it's completely the whole country or just certain areas, but like they have the same kind of laws too. I think Vietnam, a lot of those Chinese, a lot of these Southeast Asian places have a lot of these laws around property, about protecting their citizens. I don't know why they don't do that, in the West or in America. We'll just sell to anybody. Hey, you're from so and so. Hey, buy it. Go ahead. We don't give a crap. What? You're from China and you want to buy a place right next to the nuclear testing site? Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, there's a couple more places.
Don't care.
Why don't you just buy them all? Oh, okay, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
We'll buy all the ones surrounding the nuclear testing site.
Here, why don't you buy this one about 20 feet from the border so you can build a tunnel? Hey, go ahead.
They're looking at dollars, man. Things are a lot different out here in this neck of the woods.
Yes,
it's not just you guys. It's out here too.
No. I understand. Right now we're busy importing half the world into the United States, but I don't know. I find a lot of that really weird. I don't know if I find it good or bad that they're that protectionist toward their people. Just like if I go to the Philippines, I can't really get a job there. Okay.
Ooh,
Because
gross.
yeah, who wants a job? I want to be able to retire, but unfortunately, I don't have a job or a career where I'm going to have a pension. So, um, I was not lucky
You need to
enough
get
on
into
that.
politics, man.
Yeah,
Best
that ain't gonna happen.
best pension
I'm
owner.
totally I'm the wrong gender and the wrong color.
Well, you could be like our
Uh,
prime minister. He tries to change the color of his skin. He finally
I
found one
don't
that
know.
worked.
Yeah, I was reading about the history of him and like his lack of qualifications, and it was staggering. It was
Yeah,
really staggering. The
but is
dude
it?
never really ever had a job other than a make work job in his whole life.
Yeah, but can you imagine how staggering that thought is? But then you think, wait, why has he been in charge for 8 years? That's even more staggering.
Oh no, it's very staggering. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, if he didn't have his last name, he wouldn't have got the job. Pretty
Oh,
simple.
absolutely not. Yeah. Isn't it Castro? Oh no, I guess
Well,
that's.
I think when he marries Jagmeet Singh, he's going to change it.
Ah,
I think he's going to take his name.
I don't think he's going to marry him. I think he's just going to continue that behind closed doors love affair of taking it up the butt. So
Or
you
unless he's
know,
giving it and Jagmeet changes his last name to Trudeau.
Jagmeet is a total enabler because without him, Trudeau would not be in power.
That is correct. You
Yeah,
you partner up thinking you're going to get something out of it, and then you don't. And now you can't get rid of
yeah,
the guy you partnered up with. It's nuts,
yeah,
dude. Okay,
yeah.
so that
It's yeah,
hopefully
yeah.
there is a fall of that regime. Fall, get
Yes,
it? Huh?
fall. Yes,
Keep it on
yes,
target
yes.
in the
It's a
next
legend.
election.
Legends of the fall.
That's right.
Yes. Well,
Back to
I hope
spring,
so.
summer,
Yeah,
winter.
yeah. Spring, summer, winter. Yeah. So,
I like snowboarding.
it's
I love
yeah,
snowboarding, and I do like.
but you can't really do that around where you're at though.
No,
Even
no,
though
no.
you live in a snowbound place, you can't really do that where you live.
Not comfortably. No, like any bit of
Yeah.
open anything in your body's fucked. Like we've talked about that before. Summertime is good. I like going to a beach. I like sitting by a river. I don't mind suntanning. I don't want to hike when it's like 38, 40 degrees out. Like when it's 80
Hmm.
degrees outside, do you want to put on a backpack and go hiking? No.
No. No.
No, you don't. But
No.
you don't mind sitting by in a water park, going down a lazy river, going to grab an ice cream cone. Sounds awesome.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I think I might go to a water park next spring when I'm in Texas
Ooh.
if it's open. If it's
Let me
open that
guess.
early.
You have tickets for a festival in Texas.
Yes.
How did I know?
Yes. Yeah.
Here we were planning a trip.
I'm limiting myself to just 2 or 3 festivals next year, not 8 or 9 like I did this year.
We're trying
So,
to plan a trip, and you're just throwing money at festivals.
well, I'm cutting back mainly because the thing is, I don't really want to travel next year. Now, I want to hopefully travel with our planned situation in 2025, but I really think that I don't know what's going to happen next year. I think all bets are off as far as Crazy Town. So plans for next year aren't really not going to really do a lot of travel. And I think 2024 is going to be a time for me to step back and still put more focus on getting Charlie Ray's life straightened out here at home. And that way I'm ready to go for 2025.
Well, if you need help, let me know. I don't know what I could possibly do other than give you words of encouragement or plans on how to get the perfect ladyboy when you get to Thailand, because I have been looking into that.
Well, of course you have.
I spend about 15 hours a day on that little project, and I'm not getting a lot of sleep, and I'm really not getting anywhere with it, and I'm ignoring my kids, and my house is a mess, and I haven't gone to work in a couple days, but I'm getting close to that ultimate goal, that plan of not owning the property but buying a house in Thailand.
There you go. There you go. You know what's even better? I think you should meet somebody online, never meet them in person,
Yeah.
and just send them 20, 30, 40 grand and just,
Well, I mean, I don't even need to do
just
that.
for your future together.
We can't do that because all my money is tied up in the Ukraine right now. Courtesy of my fearless leader.
No, JT, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
wait. You say JT, I think Justin Timberlake, which I would give him. I think he would be a way better prime minister. He'd be fun, right?
Well, I mean, he'd have a definitely hot first lady. I mean, Jessica Biel is kind of like yowza.
Yeah, she's one of the easily top 20. It
Yeah.
changes all the time. Kate Beckinsale's in my like top 1 for years now. But other than that, the other ones are all interchangeable. They come, they go, they come back.
Yeah, I am jealous of the amount of prime grade A female that Pete Davidson's been able to slay.
He's funny, man. There's a meme. There's a meme I send girls, and it's like, bad guys are dangerous. They make you laugh, 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 laugh until
your
all
panties fall off.
Until all your clothes are off. And they always reply with "You are so damn right." And then I'm like, "Fuck! I wish I was funny," because then I would have all these women with their clothes off, but I'm just a guy sending them the meme that they send to the guys that they think are funny.
Right.
God damn it. Always a bridesmaid, never a bride.
Well, it is what it is. But
I was trying to think about where was it? You were in Nicaragua. Where was your Christmas, but not Christmas? Panama.
Oh, Panama.
Okay, so
yeah,
you're in Panama. They're celebrating Christmas, Santa Claus.
Yeah, when I went to Panama, so I went to Mexico for New Year's Eve and then for a week. But I went to Panama in 2010 with my second ex-wife.
Yeah.
And so we went there like the second week of December. So it was like slightly like the 10th through the 17th or something like that. So it was slightly before Christmas. And as part of the trip, we stayed in Panama City for a couple of days, and we visited the locks, where the boats come through.
Yeah.
And then
like the canal.
Yeah, like the canal. And then
Jamie, can you bring that up?
Yeah, can you bring the canal up? Not the birth canal. Wrong one.
Oh.
Yeah.
Our Jamie is from Wish. Like we don't have the best Jamie.
Yeah, bring the birth canal up, Jamie.
There we go.
And then we had this like driver guy that worked with the Airbnb. He drove us across the peninsula to the other side and dropped us off at the train station on the other side. And then we took the train. So we went and saw the lock on the other side of Panama, of the east side, because we were staying on the west side. So we went and checked out the one on the east side, and then we got on the train, and then he drove back, and then we took the train back, and then he came and picked us up from the train station when we got back. So we got to ride the train, the train that goes back and forth between the two sides of Panama, and it goes by the lake where the the water for the lake. There's a lake right in the middle of Panama that's part of the Panama Canal.
Okay.
So it's pretty cool. I mean, it was a cool trip. Looking back at it now, but it's still a good memory. It's one of the good memories I have from those times. Not a lot of them, but that's one of them.
I try and think of, you're talking about because she's an ex, right?
Yeah.
That's why. Yeah. I try and think of all the good stuff, and there's very, very few bad things that I can think about from people I dated. It's always good and fun, but the bad things are really bad. They fuck with your head and they fuck with your heart forever.
Yeah.
Right. And that's really weird that something can be so good and you enjoy it, you like it, but you don't dwell on it. But when something's bad, you fucking dwell on it. And it takes years and years and years to get through that shit. And I don't know if therapy would work for that sort of stuff. I have no idea. I've only gone to a therapist for 2 sessions of my life, and then they asked me not to come back. So
probably because you're masturbating underneath the glass table.
Well, it wasn't underneath; it was sort of on top. I wanted to shoot it onto the table, and she's like, "What the fuck are you doing? That's a shitting table." And I was like, "Oh fuck, this must be made in Germany. This thing is strong." But no,
I was gonna say, is it from Dubai?
But yeah, I've gone twice, and then she asked me. She goes, "Yeah, you don't need to be here. Like you don't need to be here.
Normal.
Like you don't need to be here." I was like, "Oh," and that's like, I don't know what the word is. Elevating. What
reassuring?
Reassuring.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's vindication.
Yeah.
Especially when they ask the person you're going to therapy with if they can keep coming back. that's
yeah, you don't need to come anymore. You do.
Yeah, but they tell you that in 2 separate meetings, one for you and one for them. And then being
be more fun at the same time.
Being the better person, obviously, I would not mention it to them that I wasn't going back. But then when they asked the therapist when there was a group meeting again, and the therapist is like, "Oh, he's not coming back. I don't need to talk to him anymore." Then you feel pretty good about yourself, but you feel terrible for other people. You're like, "Oh, that sucks, but maybe this will help you."
Right.
I just had to put that out there. I probably shouldn't. It's like airing your dirty laundry.
Yeah, but you know what? These days, therapy is kind of like hip. So, I mean, since you're sharing about that, I will tell you, I too have actually had a couple of times where I went to therapy. I was actually mandated to by my company that I worked for back in the late 2000s.
So this isn't like the company you owned. This is a different.
No.
Okay.
No. Actually, I've gone to couples counseling a couple times. That was with my to be second ex-wife.
Yeah.
And but this was yes.
Can we call her the Panama wife?
Sure, we can call her the Panama wife.
What do we call the other one?
I don't know. I just call them first wife and second wife.
Oh,
but
okay, sorry.
But so I was mandated to go to therapy. Would you like to know why I was
you know what?
mandated?
I think this is a safe
therapy.
This is a safe space. You and I can we can talk about anything. It's like when you hear Frank the Tank and his wife go to therapy. Like, do you remember old school when Will Ferrell had to go to therapy with his wife?
I don't.
Okay,
but
so
I'll need to watch it.
Yeah, they get married, and then he's still drinking and working on his car, and then he and his wife are going to therapy, and the therapist is like, "Okay, this is a safe space. You can say whatever you want, Frank. Like, just safe space. We're all friends here. Just tell me how you feel." And he's like, "Well, it's sort of like when you go to Olive Garden, and I find myself sitting with my wife, and we're having a nice dinner, and I look over the waitress, and I think, I wonder what kind of panties she's wearing. Like, what is it like?" Obviously, it's probably high chances that it's like just regular cotton branded underwear. But what if it's something cooler, like a thong? What if it's lacy? What if it's something cool that I've never even heard of? And his wife is just looking at him like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" And the therapist like, "Okay, Frank, maybe we should just stop talking about that." He's like, "I thought you said we were in a safe space and we could say whatever's on our minds." He's like, you can, but we're just gonna not talk about that right now." So was it anything like that?
No. What happened is I was working and I've told you about that work, but I won't talk about the line of work right now. But basically I was a high level VIP liaison for people in certain departments of companies that dealt with our company. And some of them were really just dicks. They really were. And so I used to run my mouth a lot at work when I was working. Like, if I'm not off the phone, like I get off the phone and be like, "Motherfucker, I hate that fucker," and shit like that, right?
Yeah.
Well, I made a comment, apparently, somebody overheard, and they got all concerned about it. I said, "God damn it, I just want to shoot myself in the face dealing with these people or whatever." Yeah. Obviously, you're not going to.
No.
But so they filed a complaint that they were worried about my safety, that I was whatever. And so I had to go to a couple of therapy sessions to get talked with and to have them sign off on me that I'm not a threat to myself or whatever. And I basically just went in there and told them what happened. And I said, "I'm pissed." I said, "I'm pissed because I have to be here." I said, "This is stupid." I said, "I have absolutely no desire to hurt myself, but I really hate dealing with some of my customers, and they make me want to just fucking shoot myself in the face. But even when I say it now, I'm not going to do it. I hate these people and I can't I can't shoot them in the face." So anyway, so I had to go for a couple of sessions, and she's like, "Yeah, you don't need to be here." She's like, "You're just stressed with your job." I'm like, yeah, I know.
That's why I said what I said.
Exactly.
Did you ever read Calvin and Hobbes?
Oh yeah. I love Calvin and Hobbes.
So you talking about like, I want to shoot myself in the face, but I really wouldn't shoot myself. I don't want to do it, but I'm just angry. There's a Calvin and Hobbes where Calvin is really, really mad, and his dad is there, I think, and he's just like, or maybe Hobbes is there. I think Hobbes there. He's like, "Oh, I hate everybody." I hate everybody. I hate everything. I wish I was dead. And then he just looks over at Hobbs, and then he does that grin of his. He's like, wait, if I had that power, no, I wish everybody else was dead. So that's sort of like you. He wants to punish himself. But then when you realize, you're like, actually, I would rather shoot them in the face. But obviously, you're not going to.
Right. The actual truth of the matter is, what I'd like to do is like punch the person in the face a couple of times, tell them to act right and treat me like a human being from now on, and I'd be good. I don't really want to kill him. I don't want to kill him. I don't really want to kill much of anybody. But you just have those people. You're just like, God, you're such an entitled asshole. You just need a punch in the face to make you realize that life's not all about you.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, fantastic. You can't teach someone a lesson by offing them. You can teach them a lesson by beating them or embarrassing them. And that usually teaches a lesson. I always tell people, we live in a town where everybody drives a truck. There's trucks everywhere. Right. Big jacked up diesel, big fucking trucks. And big fucking trucks don't fit into parking spots. So these big fucking trucks find the need to park however the fuck they want. So you'll pull into Superstore or Walmart, and there's just one truck over 2 or 3 spots. The truck next to him is over 2 or 3 spots. 8 spots over, there's a truck over 2 spots. There's one right in the middle of 2 lines. You're just looking at it, you're like, you're just a bunch of fucking assholes. If you really wanted to, you could park normally. You would almost fit in the spot, but you would make room for other people to be able to park beside you. But these people just fuck it up for everybody else. So I see it happen in front of my restaurant all the time. Like my restaurant, you park with either your back end or your front end facing my front window. So it's not angled parking, it's straight on parking.
Right.
Perpendicular to the building.
Yeah. I've looked you up on Google, so I know what your front looks like.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So whenever I see somebody pull up and they park like horizontal.
That's an asshole.
I look at it, and when they come in, I'm not going to lie to you, it's usually a third-party delivery driver, like Skip the Dishes or DoorDash. They come in, and I always say to them, I go, oh, did you have a hard time finding a spot? And they look at you like, what? I go, well, you took up 4 of them. And then if you look to your left, there's 4 cars parked beside you, parked the other way. So they weren't a reference point to you as how the parking lot worked. And he's like, I'm only here for like a minute. I go, but in that minute, I could have a customer pull up and they don't have a place to park because you took up 4 spots.
Right. So they leave.
If you're going to come here, if you're going to come here and grab food, at least park like a normal fucking human being. And I always joke to my staff how I would love a government sanctioned job. Like, do you think the government would have an easier life if things just ran smoother? They would, right? Like, you would need less cops if there were less crimes. You would need less cops if there were less misdemeanor shit. You would need less clerks, less lawyers. You just need less if people were better people. You would.
Right.
So I would love a government sanctioned job where I just sit in a parking lot, and as soon as you don't park in the lines, I go to your car, I grab you by your neck, I smash your face against the side of your car. I look into the car at your child sitting in there, and I say, your dad is getting this because he parks like a fucking idiot. And now you tell your son that you're never going to do it again. Right? And the guy right away would be like, I'm sorry, I won't do that again. Or you follow them home and you beat the shit out of them in their fucking driveway with their family and be like, you ran 2 red lights and you didn't use your blinker. You're a piece of shit. I'm going to punish you now so that you learn a lesson to not be a piece of shit. Can you imagine a government sanctioned job where you're just like an inconvenience policeman? You're
oh my God. You'd be so busy.
You would be so busy.
You'd be so busy. Well, at least you would for the first several months until people are like, I'm tired of getting beat up by Mr. Clay, the inconvenience man.
Yeah, it's a government sanctioned, so they can't do shit about it. I take out a tire iron and I smash them in the kneecap. It's like, don't leave your fucking shopping cart in the parking lot. The spot to park it is right fucking there. All you have to do is walk 30 feet. That's it. Walk 30 feet. I mean, it's going to be harder now because you have a blown out knee, but you know what? You should have thought about that before you were a dick.
Yeah, the Walmarts here have all started pretty much have gone all self-service checkout. So there's nobody checking people out, but I got 5 people standing around watching you check shit out.
Pretty awesome.
To make sure you're not stealing shit. Yeah, it's fucking awesome. Yeah. Yeah, they're all standing around watching you check yourself out. or they're out in the aisles with their big ass carts pulling shit for the people who are not coming in, and so they can run it out to them. And so it's like they do everything possible to fuck the people who actually come to their store. First of all, you got to have like 20 handicap parking spots to take up all the prime real estate. Not that I don't think handicapped people need parking, but sometimes
absolutely they do.
Yeah, yes, absolutely. Then you got another whole row and a half now taken up by all the reserve parking spots for people coming to pick up their groceries.
That's right.
They got to be close too. So I'm literally parking like 3 rows away from the store so I can come in and shop and then check myself out.
So
I love it.
You
it's
are
so awesome.
That's how I shop. I shop like 5 days a week. So I understand that. And it does pain me, but I also think they don't want us there. They make it.
No, I don't think they do.
So that you order online, right?
Yeah.
They would have to pay way less people, which makes sense from a business standpoint. But when I go grocery shopping, I want to know if there's a cool new Captain Crunch or a new fucking Doritos. And I don't see that online. That won't be there. So if I could find all those things while I'm shopping, I would do it all online. Absolutely. But I don't.
Yeah.
I like to look that stuff up.
So what you need is an app that when you go to the grocery store, it learns what you like, and then you can kind of program it a little bit, and it'll be like, hey, I see you like to try new things. There's a new candy bar out this week that we have in the store, you know?
This is really weird. I was losing my fucking mind. Somebody texted me. Oh my God. Like 3 weeks ago from a number, September 11th. They sent me a picture. I don't have this phone number in my phone. And I even plugged it into my program at work to see if they order from me, and it's not there. So it's not an ex-employee. It's not an employee. And it's nobody I know. And it's just a picture of the Honeydew Mountain Dew, just a bottle of it. And I was like, delicious. And then they sent me a picture of the zero sugar, What the Fanta, a new dark Fanta Halloween special. So it tastes like candy. And I was like, where? And they're like, Circle K. And I was like, awesome. I'll have to stop by. Thank you so much. So I thought it was an ex-employee. And I'm losing my mind. I'm asking everybody, do you know this phone number? Do you know this phone number? Is this in your contacts? And nobody had it. So I went to the Circle K in my neighborhood, and the pictures were taken there because I'm looking at the background of the pictures of the bottle in his hand, and it's the same setup. I was like, somebody was at the store and took a picture, and then it dawned on me. I was like, fuck, it's the guy that works here. I've never really met him or talked to him. I just asked about a Mountain Dew display. There was a new Mountain Dew that came out. He had like the standee, and I thought it looked cool. It wasn't a big one. It was a small one. You could fit like 20 bottles on it. I thought it'd be really cool to put like my old bottles of Mountain Dew or my Jones sodas on it. It would be a little fucking cool display of a limited edition Mountain Dew. And I asked him, I go, do you throw those away? Do you sell them? Do you send them back to Pepsi? He's like, usually we just recycle them and throw it out. I go, well, when you're ready to recycle that one, can you give me a call and I'll take it unless somebody else has their name on it? He's like, yeah, sure. Give me your number. So I gave him my number. So I'm assuming it's the fucking clerk at Circle K who saw the new stuff come out, and he thought, oh, I know that one guy that always likes the new stuff. I wrote down his number, but the display wasn't there anymore. So I know that somebody took it or it got thrown out. But yeah, so I used my Batman MacGyver skills, and I'm pretty sure that it was a Circle K employee, or it could have been a magical gift from heaven where God is like you said, it's an app, and God's like, I know he likes the new stuff, so I'm just gonna magically send him the new shit from Circle K, so he's not driving around looking for it at every place in town.
Yeah, they got what is it? Fruity Pebbles snack bars.
oh my God, you know me, man. I would be buying all that.
You'd be on a case of that, man.
I just did get Cocoa Pebble chocolate bar. It's not bad. It's like a waxier chocolate. I mean, if it was made by Mars or something, it would be a better branded chocolate. But it was decent. It was all right.
Well, I did have to buy that one thing I sent you a picture of earlier. I bought that Mr. Beast D's Nuts candy bar. Yeah. So it's kind of like a Reese's Pieces, but like a thinner Reese's Pieces. You know, like like a peanut butter cup. So I haven't tried it yet. I'll probably try it tomorrow. But
the best peanut butter cup, like I love Reese peanut butter cups is hands down like my favorite. The new ones. Yeah. I love I don't like the new ones with the puffs. I love the ones with the Reese's Pieces in it, like the king size cup with the Reese's Pieces actually in the peanut butter.
Okay.
Fucking great. They've been out for a while now. They're really, really good. Pretzel one was good. The chip one was good. Anyway, when I was in Oregon going on a road trip down the coast to go rent ATVs and stuff and go into Northern California, I stopped at this little tiny, I think I was going to find a pair of sunglasses because I just broke mine. So we were getting gas. I see this little gift shop across the street. I go into it, and at the checkout, there was like, candy bars and little chocolates and stuff.
Right.
And I looked over and I saw Russell Stover, right? The brand Russell.
Right, yeah.
And it was peanut butter and grape jelly cups. So there was like 2 in a pack, and they were expensive, like $2 US for 2. And I was like, that's fucking pricey, right? And I grabbed one, got back in the car, and I took a bite, and there's like a layer of grape jelly in between the peanut butter and the chocolate on top. It was so fucking good. But we were on our way. We drove all the way down. We did the road trip, and I was stopping every place on the way back to find it. Couldn't find it anywhere. We weren't taking the same route back that we took down, so I couldn't stop at the same place. And I remember years later, I was doing a road trip in like Atlanta down to Louisiana. So yeah, Georgia, Tennessee, all that shit all the way back, Alabama. And there was like, America is great for their outlet stores.
Oh yeah, they used to be, yeah.
Yeah, just amazing, especially in that area, right? Long stretches of highway and then just a massive outlet store. And I came across the Russell Stover outlet store, and I was like, you gotta be
nice.
I'm gonna find these here. And this is 4 years later, right?
Yeah.
Couldn't find them anywhere. I was a little bit pissed off at this point because they were the best chocolate bar I've ever had in my life. And the next summer, I think 2005, I was driving down, or 2006 summertime, I was driving down the Oregon coast again. And I was like, I'm going to stop at that little fucking gift shop. I know exactly where it is. Like in my mind's eye, I know that place. And yeah, pulled in, got gas, ran across the street. And guess what I saw in the checkouts?
They were there.
Stacks and stacks and stacks, discounted to 48 cents each. I just took the 2 boxes that had like 14 in each. And I was like, fuck yeah. So I bought 28 of them for $14, or 28 of them for like,
yeah, $14.
$14, yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God. And my friends are like, what the fuck is wrong with you? I was like, dude, you gotta try these. And yeah, they tried them. We dummied those boxes on that trip. All gone. Never to hear about them again.
Wow.
They were amazing.
You know that Russell Stover's was based out of Kansas City.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I actually knew a girl who was a packaging engineer for Russell Stover. She helped design boxes and stuff. So
packaging engineer.
Yeah, packaging engineer. Yeah, box designer. Okay,
I'm thinking like she's doing measurements on how to make it fit better, but she's like just designing the look of it, like a graphic designer.
I don't know exactly what she did. I often wanted to ask her, so what exactly do you do as a packaging engineer? But that was what she was. She was a packaging engineer. So that's pretty cool, though. I mean, finding a treat. Like I said, my big thing that I really wish I could get a hold of was Royal Crown Draft, which is only available. I've talked about it before. Out of Australia or New Zealand is the only place you can get them. So.
I mean, it'd be cheaper to get it shipped than it would be to take a trip out there.
But if you take a
trip out there, you still get to do cool shit.
Yeah, maybe in the fall.
Oh, dude, I just found them.
What, those candies? Did you look them up?
I did. So there's one right here. It says new Russell Stover, 2 peanut butter and red raspberry cups made by Welch's. So the fruit inside was by Welch's, and they know their shit.
Oh yeah, hell yeah, they do.
There's a grape jelly one and a red raspberry one. Like,
wow.
Google images, Russell Stover peanut butter jelly cup, and tell me how good that shit looks. Hey Jamie, can you bring that up?
Birth canal?
Oh, sorry, that was the previous search, Jamie. Russell Stover peanut butter jelly cup.
If I could find a birth canal that birthed peanut butter jelly cups.
Yeah, but
here's a bag of miniatures. Doesn't that look tasty? That's the only image I can find.
That's really weird. I type in Russell Stover peanut butter jelly cup images.
Oh, I misspelled jelly as belly. No wonder it didn't come up properly. Here we go. Yeah, that looks pretty damn tasty.
You see the close up of the YouTube video one where it shows the cross section?
No, I'm not seeing that. I'm not coming up with very many. I've only got a few. It's kind of weird.
I'll send you the link. You'll like it. It'll be fun.
Okay.
I do have a new favorite chocolate bar though. Not new now, but new compared to the Russell Stover one.
Yeah.
Because at that point I had never gone to the place where you get the new ones. So the new 2006, wait, no, 2012, I went to Norway with my mom. And
Okay.
you've been on vacations with me. I tend to spend quite a bit of time looking up the cool shit in grocery stores and filling shopping
Oh
carts
yeah.
and then wondering
I remember
why.
that.
What's
I
that?
remember when we went to that little. I remember we went to that little place in Estonia when we were like it was like a snack shop or whatever.
Yeah. So
But so okay. So you're in Norway. Okay.
yeah, and I grabbed a bunch of chocolate bars and they had like white chocolate Twix, which I'm like, all right, I'll try that. I mean, it's not like it's gonna be magically special. But then there's a bunch of ones that I didn't recognize the names, like Skill Paddly. I don't speak
Uh-huh.
Norwegian, so I couldn't tell you what it says. Skill Paddle. I don't know. But there was one called a Troika. So Troika. And
Okay.
it's just a purple wrapper. I'd never had it before. I take a bite of it, and it has you've had Arrow before, right?
Oh yeah. I think I've
So
had that.
it's like those bubbles in Arrow, but it's like super super small instead of the big bubbles. So it's a rectangular bar. It's got marzipan on the bottom, and then like
Okay.
aerated like chocolate in the middle, and then a layer of like jelly on top, and then the whole thing's dipped in chocolate. And
Wow.
the jelly isn't like you've had a Big Turk before, have you?
I don't know. Maybe.
They're terrible. Have you ever had Turkish Delight?
No.
Okay. So it's like Jello, but it doesn't melt in heat or water. So it's like a thicker consistency jelly.
Okay.
And you bite into it, you just bite through like you're biting through Jello. So it doesn't tear, it doesn't pull. It's not like you're eating a is it a Wonder Bar? If you take a bite and you pull it, it's just going to be a string of like nougaty stuff.
Okay.
The jelly just
Okay.
bites. You just bite through it, and it's like a knife going through butter. But yeah, look up Troika.
Troika. How you spell it?
Troika. Troika Norway chocolate. Try that. Let's see what comes up. All right, Jamie, do you want to bring that up? Troika Norway chocolate.
Birth canal?
Image, image search.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. It's coming up here. Let's
Okay,
see
so
here.
scroll down to a cross section picture. There's one on Pinterest.
Uh, let's see. Chocolate with raspberry. Is that it?
Yeah, it is. That's what it is.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, it's got a thin layer at the bottom, and then like a thicker section, and then chocolate.
Yeah.
That looks delicious.
Oh man, it is so good. And when we were in Estonia together, I was looking everywhere for it because it's not that far away from Norway, right?
Yeah. Not really. Yeah.
And I couldn't find any, but I was lucky in like 2016, 18. I don't know. Whenever I went to Norway with my kid, I had like $18 left. So 18 Canadian dollars, but in Norwegian money. And we were at the
Yeah.
airport, and I was like, I just want to spend this. And in the duty free shop, I found a bag of little mini troikas, and it came to like 17.50 Canadian for these 10 little chocolate bars. I was like,
Yeah.
well, I mean, I'm not really coming back here anytime soon, so fuck it. It's my last $18 in
Right.
Norwegian kroners or crowns. And
Yeah.
I bought them, and I gave one to my travel partner. I gave one to my daughter, and then my daughter's like, you need to give me more of these. So they were a treat. I had 8 left at that point, and I brought them all back to Canada. And when she was good, she probably ate like 4 of them over the next like 8 months or so. So when she did something that impressed me or got good grades or was really nice, it's like,
You
hey,
got one.
yeah, here's a Troika.
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 I bet she was so excited too.
I bet you if I brought her down here right now, I was like, hey, do you remember the Troika chocolate bar? She's gonna be like, oh my God, do you have some?
Yeah.
So yeah, Russell
Wow.
Stover, peanut butter jelly, Troika, dude, just so much good shit. I don't know how that fits into fall.
Well, you know what? Chocolate goes with fall, kind of like s'mores goes with bonfires. So, there you go.
You like
I'm
s'mores?
not sure. I think I like s'mores. They're okay. I mean, I'm not like I've never really had a bunch of big bonfires in my life. I've been to a couple.
Yeah.
I don't have a fire pit or something. That'd be something I'd like to have, as like a fire pit and something. But having a fire pit by yourself is kind of boring. So
I have a fire pit in my backyard. I have a Weber barbecue. I never use the barbecue. I always cook all my food over the wood over top of the fire pit because I've got like big mesh
yeah,
sheet. And
yeah,
after everybody goes inside and the kids have their showers and everybody's in bed and my friends go home, I'm just sitting there with like a rum and coke, by myself with a chair, shoes off, feet by the fire, just warming up. It is boring, you're right, but it is an amazing time to spend by yourself, just sitting there.
Yeah.
And we do s'mores, and I'm done doing s'mores. They're just too fucking messy. The
They are
chocolate
messy.
doesn't fully melt. The marshmallow gets everywhere. I find it on the handles leading up the stairs. I find it on the doorknobs. I find it in the bathroom. I'm fucking done trying to clean up after s'mores. So
Right.
we just don't do s'mores in our house anymore because I don't want to clean it up.
Fuck them s'mores.
Yeah, fuck you guys.
So,
And I was making killer ones.
Yeah.
I was buying the s'mores Oreos, right? The actual s'more flavored
Yeah.
Oreo. And I was getting chocolate and putting it in there. Yeah. Marshmallows, but I'm done. Yeah. Unless my kids learn how to eat s'mores with a fork and a knife, I'm fucking done.
yeah, I'm not really a big fan of it. I tell you what, it's really weird when it comes to food for me. I'm kind of like, I'm getting to the point where I don't want to say that I don't like to eat, because I do like to eat, but I'm just tired of everything, at least everything that I've had, and I'm looking for some variety, I'm looking to, I was sitting there thinking about, traveling, and I was sitting there thinking about, moving somewhere else completely different, or traveling to several places in retirement, and thinking about how much more exciting it would be just to be able to be like, hey, I don't know what I'm going to eat in this place. I have no idea. What's something new to try? It's completely new. It's completely nothing that you've experienced before,
Well, there's only one way to
And
make that happen.
Keep collecting Joes and putting them in boxes.
That's right.
No.
And eventually
Yeah.
one day when you die
Yeah.
and go to heaven,
Yeah.
I don't know what they serve there, but I mean, in heaven, it's probably
I don't know. I'll be
Troika.
looking down, watching you go through my storage unit and selling my Joes, probably.
Yeah, but you'll be eating all the troika you can imagine.
Yeah. Jamie, pull that up, would you? Show me what that looks like. But yeah. So let's wrap this up. I tell you what,
Let's do it.
so as far as I'm considered, I'd say fall is definitely my favorite time of year. And, being here in the middle of the Midwest, we typically get a good couple of months of fall. We kind of have what we call, I don't know if you have this term up there or not, we have what's called Indian summer. You ever heard that term?
Yeah, I've heard the phrase. I've never used it.
It's kind of like a second summer type of thing. So with where I'm at, September can be kind of a mixed bag. Sometimes you can get a late heat wave and you feel like you have a second summer, and sometimes you get an early cool rush and you get an early fall. And then October is definitely a fall month here. I mean, it's cool, it's rainy, it's like it gets dark now here at like 7:15 at night.
So what you're saying is living where you live is like Forrest Gump's analogy of a box of chocolates. You never know.
Yes. What's kind of funny is, like, any place you ever go, everybody's got the same sayings. Hey, if you don't like the weather, just wait, it'll change in 15 minutes. Not realize that every place is the same unless you live where it's always one thing.
Yeah.
Every place is always like that. But especially, we really have something I will say about being where I'm at in the United States. Because of where we're at, if you ever look at the jet stream when it comes across the US, we're right in the middle. And it's kind of where there's always like a dip. There's like a weird dip kind of like between the East Coast and the West Coast.
Yeah.
And that dip slides up and down over the whole state of Kansas and Missouri a lot. So we get frequent weather changes all the time,
It's understandable.
Yeah.
Every 15 minutes.
Yeah, every 15 minutes.
Which is about how long my fall feels like it lasts out here.
Hey, look, it's fall. Then all the leaves just go thwomp, and you're like, fall's over.
Yeah. I'm probably gonna leave everybody with that thought. I love fall, I think it's wonderful, I think it's beautiful. I love spring, love summer, I love winter, depending on where I live. But fall, I think, is the most beautiful. Visually appealing. Fall is and temperature wise, I'm a fan. Like I've said it so many times before. I'm a fan of shorts and a hoodie.
Yeah,
I love it. I love that that comfort for me.
That's a definite look in Kansas City. Shorts and a hoodie is a
Well,
very
especially,
popular look.
Have you seen my legs? They're fantastic. I got to show these things off.
Oh man, I can't get around them without getting too worked up. I'm
I
like,
know.
oh man, Dutch rudder.
Hey Jamie, you want to bring that up?
Roll that beautiful bean footage.
Yeah.
That was
All
a
right,
commercial.
So I think we've kept people here long enough. We should say
Yes.
peace out, know-it-alls, and we will chat with all y'all next week.
That's right. Peace out, everybody. Enjoy your fall.
So you got chapstick?
Mm-hmm.
I found my
I'm
old
so fidgety tonight.
I found my lip smackers. I'm using Sprite right now. Quite delicious.
Lip smackers.
Yeah,
Oh, there was this
I
this
found them in a
one
box.
type. It was like a swirly kind.
Swirly kind?
Yeah, it was like a swirly kind. I'm sure it was a lip smacker, and it was like cream and berry flavors
Sounds
mixed
awesome.
together. Was
I
it?
got the-
Was
I
it?
bought the-
Yeah, I'm sure it was a lip smacker.
It probably would be like from. Did you get it from Claire's or something?
Like Shoppers.
Yeah, I don't remember. I got mine, but I've got the Coca-Cola
Shoppers,
collection.
Claire's.
So it has Coke,
Oh,
Coke with lime, Coke with
Oh.
vanilla, Sprite, Barks root beer. Pretty awesome stuff. And yeah, I found it in my
lips a lot. Mm.
yeah, my daughter snagged one, and now I've only got 2 left. Coke and Barks. So when I inevitably wash this one
I'd be
in my
licking my
pants,
lips all the time.
it's to prevent that from happening. Why don't you just open the chapstick and lick it? Like, why would you put on your lips and lick your lips?
Well, because you can't lick your chapstick, because then you're licking your chapstick. But this way, it's like, I'm just licking my lips. And then you dry your lips out. So you have to put on more. I've fallen into that trap. I use good old Lipsil.
Yeah.
This is my absolute favorite. I don't buy anything else. Lipsil. It's just plain Jane, like Vaseline stuff. It's not heavy. Like some of them, they make my I guess they dry out the edges of my lips. Like they make them feel rough and weird. And it's not flavored. So I just leave my lips alone.
I rarely use chapstick.
Like you're chewing yours like crazy right now.
I used to have one that was Finlandia vodka flavored.
Oh.
It was like a freebie from the liquor store. Yeah. Vodka flavored. Fantastic.
Vodka flavored. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I'd be into that.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's any alcohol.
I'd be licking my lips again.
Yeah, you would.
No. Well, no. I can't have it if it has alcohol. Remember?
I usually just wash it and it sucks. I find the empty cartridge in my jeans pocket. I'm like, fuck you. All melted and gone.
Yeah. Little smears all over your clothes.
Yeah, so stupid.
Or like I've had them they half melt. So all the stuff only sits in half.
Oh, yeah.
Tube.
Yeah. Fucking terrible. There's got to be a better system. I don't know what it is, but there has to be a better one. I guess having a servant that goes through my pockets would be nice.
Check your.
Oh, you want me to do it? You want me to do it? That's a lot of work.
Well, I thought you could. It would save you money.
I'm already doing the laundry. Isn't that enough?
Oh, wait, you wouldn't pay your servant, would you?
Well, there's a difference between
Why don't you have your servant just for the laundry? Hold on.
There's a difference between servant and slave. Huge difference.
So you have a servant. Why are you doing the laundry? Yeah. Why are you doing the laundry? Don't do the laundry.
I got to pay extra.
Have your servant do the laundry.
Because I got to pay more.
Oh, so you do pay them pay.
Yeah, because they're not a slave.
Well, then that makes sense. You're trying to be frugal.
Yeah, the important stuff.
No.
So make sure my chapstick is into my jeans. That's important. Make sure the Tupperware and plastic are on the top shelf of the dishwasher, not the bottom. I don't want it warped.
Oh, no, that's the worst. And you have soup in your container and the lid doesn't close all the way.
Exactly. You know those 7-Eleven Slurpee straws that have like the character on the outside, like a Spider-Man or like something, a football player? You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Those in the bottom part of the dishwasher don't work.
No.
Those are all warped. They come out after. Yeah, terrible. But the Starbucks ones are fine. Like the Starbucks straws, the big thick plastic ones, you can wash those on the bottom rack and those come out wonderful. Starbucks.
Yeah, like in the silverware tray or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the silverware tray, like the condom tray. You can put your used condoms in there and they clean them out. You put silverware in there. Oh, they're the perfect size for a round condom. I just put it in there and it gets all clean. I can use it again.
Yeah.
Are we not doing the same thing? You don't do that?
No.
Oh, interesting.
It's like, well,
I guess it would be cheaper if I just raw dogged all the time.
run them in the tub. Like swish them in some water in the sink or something.
Also, you can
Or
turn
a
them
toilet.
turn them inside out a couple times. They're fine. It dries.
Yeah.
Fuck, it's terrible.
Well, they do die after how long?
Yeah, exactly.
This is not sex advice. This is not advice. Don't
No,
listen to us.
Oh, don't listen
Not
to me
advice.
ever about sex advice. Not even once. Oh, no. One thing I can tell you. The girl comes first. Then you get to come. That's my only advice.
That's good advice. Yeah. Yeah, that's all you need to know.
If you
That's
can't
it.
make that happen, you shouldn't be having sex. That's it. Bottom line. That's the only rule.
Oh, there's a lot of guys that should not.
Well, that's fine.
Mhm.
Get rid of them.
Okay. I'll just call them up.
Yeah.
You're out of here. Like I have a list of guys.
It's sad. You shouldn't have a list.
Time for a list of guys.
You shouldn't have that
I
list.
barely have time for you.
Yeah.
I don't have a list. I have a black book
Ooh,
because
dirty.
it's past, right? The
Yeah.
past one.
Obviously.
Do I? No, I don't have a black book. I can't even remember. I can't even remember half of them.
Wow.
Sorry.
You don't remember half of them, but you remember that they didn't let you come first. They would hate to be remembered like
That's why I
that.
don't remember them.
Yeah.
That's
Fair
why I
enough.
don't remember them.
Well, I gotta go. I haven't had dinner yet.
Less than a minute, man.
Yeah.
I gotta go too. I have to go and crochet a huge cock.
Yeah, yeah,
So
you do.
excited. I can't wait to start making it. I haven't started making it yet.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Make sure the head is red and bulbous.
And it has the, what is it called? The frenulum? No,
That's right.
that's
That's
that
right.
part. The
Whatever.
pee hole.
Yeah.
No, there's a name. Glass, nested, something. What's
Pee
it
hole.
called?
Pee hole's technical. It's perfect.
Fuck,
Everyone knows what that
no.
is.
Pee hole. It's a pee hole.
It's a pee hole.
Whatever. It's got a pee hole. It's awesome.
This
I'll
is
show
great.
you as I'm making it. You're
This
gonna be so thrilled. I'm gonna send you dick pics.
Done.
Yeah.
Well, finally, for once, you're sending them to me. Fantastic.